Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley here for Concord and Ninth. Thanks for joining me today. Let's have an up-close look at the brand new Tweet Life stamps and stencils from Concord and Ninth, brand new for October 2023. This Tweet Life stamp set is so genius because it coordinates beautifully with the stencil set. You have 3 rows of stamps here which create all the details for the small birds, but you also have some larger details for the larger birds that are included in the Tweet Life stencil set, which I'm going to show you here. Now, this stencil set is a 5-piece stencil set, and keep in mind, you can mix and match these together to create different birds. You can also flip-flop them to orient your birds in a different way. So the first 2 stencils include everything that you need to make 3 rows of little birds. And the second stencil has all of the little wing pieces for these. Now you will stencil these and then stamp them with the coordinating rows of the stamp set to add the little beaks and details to the birds. There are also 2 large bird stencils, and keep in mind all of these can be flipped to the other side to orient your bird in a different way. The 5th and final stencil includes 6 wing options for the large birds, and you can see that I can use any of these wings with either one of the large birds, and they can be flipped over to orient them in different directions, which I think is a great feature of stencils. Keep in mind the back of your packaging is also helpful when creating with stencil sets. It gives you some color inspiration and kind of shows you how everything layers up to come together. Now I'm going to quickly show you how the rows of small birds work together. And on each of these stencils, you'll notice a little guideline. That guideline will line up perfectly with a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of cardstock to help you align your stencils on an A2 size card front. I'm going to stencil the top row of little birdies with sorbet ink, the second row with some Stardust ink, and the third and final row with some Tide Pool ink. Now you can mask off these rows if you prefer, but I found that I was able to kind of control my ink and where it was going to stencil these rows in different colors. Now I've added the second stencil, which is the wing detail for all of these little birds. I've used the little guides in the upper corner and lower corner to line it up with my A2 size card front here. And then I'm ink blending over the top of this using the same color of inks that I used before, but a little bit heavier hand. And you can see when I remove the second stencil, I have 9 adorable little birdies that create an entire card front, or you can use each row individually. Now I'm going to take this card front and align it in my Misty stamping tool, and I've used each row of the bird details from the stamp set that are labeled and lined them up with my stenciled images. And now I'm stamping them using some Concord and Ninth black ink onto my rows of stenciled birds here, and you can see how all of the feet, beaks, and details are quickly added to these 3 rows of birds. Now here is a look at each of the larger birds, and I've gone ahead and stamped some of the details and the beaks on those as well. So you can see that this stencil set is very versatile and these birds come together so easily. These were a shocker for me because I didn't expect to love them so much. Now here is a look at a birthday card that I have created using the larger bird from the stencil set. I've also used a portion of that larger bird stencil to create a little hill for my bird to stand on. I've stamped the Happy Birthday sentiment from the stamp set along that bird's body and used one of the beaks and partially inked one of the feet to create a little party hat on my bird, which I thought was a fun way to use these stamps. Now I've also used the smaller bird stencil and I've placed it out on an angle on my card front to create this sweet little row of birds. And I've used the thank you and life is tweet with friends like you stamp from the coordinating stamp set to create a sentiment for this card. I've also combined that with the basket weave card front die that's brand new for October 2023 as well. Now I love this Tweet Life bundle from Concord and Ninth because it's perfect for a variety of occasions, and these cards come together so quickly. You can use all of your colored inks to create a whole rainbow of birds on your card projects.